Hi, my name is Drew Hazelrig, ASC Certified Master Auto Technician, and in this video I want to teach you my tips on buying a car. So we already know what we want. That's very important. We want to get something we want. We want something that we're not going to want to get rid of 2 weeks from now. So we definitely take our time and we're really sure about what we want. So we know that. The next thing I think that's very important is that we do plenty of research on what's out there in that particular type of vehicle. Is it, are there lots of them in your area? Are you going to have to look across the state? Are you going to have to buy somewhere across the country? These are all questions that you want to figure out. Personally, I've found a lot of the online automotive marketplaces to be very useful resources. I personally like Auto Trader, but there's also others out there. Craigslist, I think, is okay if you've got pictures so that you get an idea of what a vehicle looks like and what the asking price of that vehicle is. So you've done a lot of research, and I recommend maybe, be in no hurry. That's another big thing about buying a car. Do your research, be in no hurry to buy a car, and allow yourself plenty of time to make a really good educated decision. So you've looked at a bunch of different online auto sites over a couple weeks. Maybe you've even checked your local newspapers, and you get an idea for what the vehicle is selling for, what the vehicle is worth at the particular mileage you're looking for. I usually would recommend people get a car they're looking for a used car. Get one that's, roughly 2-3 years old, to maybe something that's 5 to 7 years old. Much newer than that, you're going to be paying a premium, and much older than that, you're going to be dealing with a car that's potentially going to need a lot of work. So you find the car, you've done the research. You may end up wanting to buy one of the cars off of Auto Trader. You may see the car for the right price at a particular dealer. So then go out and start actually putting your eyeballs on the car, actually looking at the cars, maybe test driving a couple of them, and getting a good idea, as to what you're seeing online and then what you're seeing when you actually show up. Because a lot of times you'll look at a car online and it looks really good. I remember looking at a car one time online and it was they were asking $15,000 for it. And when I got there, me personally, I like a car that's got a nice paint job on it because I'm a mechanic, and then if it's got a couple mechanical things going on, that's not the end of the world, but I want the paint job to be really good because as a mechanic, I can fix things mechanical, but I can't just easily repaint it. So I wanted this car to have a really nice paint job, and I got to the auto dealer, and it looked good from far away when I parked on the street, but then when I came up and I walked next to it and I looked at it, it looked like somebody had taken a key or they had drug a tarp with little metal hooks on it or something. They drug it across the roof, and then there was also a couple other little scratches on the body too. So those are the things that for instance, that you cannot see when you're looking at the car online. So you're going to have to actually put your eyeballs on the car and see if it's worth what they're asking. So do your research online. Go find a car. You find a car that you want. You find it's at the right price, and then you want it. Then you always want to remember you got to negotiate. If you don't negotiate, they're going to think you're stupid. You don't want to have them think you're stupid. And, I guess even if you don't really care what they think, you still don't want to cost yourself by not negotiating. You always want to negotiate on the price because they're always asking a little bit more. A very, very important point I want to get to your attention is that a very well-experienced car salesman that used to make 6 digits a year back in the 1980s taught me. He said the seller always wants to sell more than the buyer wants to buy. And you got to remember that whether you're selling the car or you're buying the car or the auto dealers selling the car, because when you go in there, they are definitely wanting to sell it. And even if they're playing cool and they're acting like, oh, well, we'll see if you can qualify on the credit, or, oh, yeah, or, whatever they're acting like, just disregard it because they definitely want to sell it. And then the other thing that's also really important to remember is you go in there and you give them your offer and they act like they don't want it. You never want to buy the car that day. Now, car salesmen would hate it if they heard me say that, but it's true. You never want to go in there the same day and buy the car that day, because that's exactly what they want. They want to pressure you into making a sale that day. And one of the ways to know that you're getting the exact low price on the car that you want, beyond all the research, is to offer them a low price. They say no, walk away, leave, say, okay, thank you very much for your time, and be courteous, don't be rude, and walk away and take off and make sure they've got your number. You'll be surprised. A lot of times they'll offer you an even lower price before you can make it to the car. They will follow you to the curb and give you an even lower price. Or they may call you later when you're home and give you a good price. Okay, I hope you enjoy this video. Ta-ta!